and welcome to the space that gives you inspiration as you work and as you play and everything in between. We continue with the Business in Love series. How many of you are excited as I? Yeah! Anyway, let me stop. I really need to get serious. Anyway, today, I want us to talk a bit about some of the things I wish I knew before I started my business. I feel like there's so many things that people don't tell us about starting a business, and then we start and we're just like, I really wish someone had said this. I really wish someone had told me. So, first, as usual, it's story time. Anyway, as you guys know, I'm a serial entrepreneur, but my biggest, maybe most prominent business is the Cradle, a 24-hour childcare and lactation service designed for the workplace. Anyway, so I started the Cradle. The Cradle opened in 2014, but it started, wait for it, in 2017. Yes, guys, there's a huge difference, at least to me, between opening and starting a business. Friends, when you say you've opened a business, opening means you have opened your doors, customers are coming in, you're making money, you're spending money, the business is working. But at that point, you're just only open to business. You start business because in my mind, the way business works is you trade for a profit. So at the point when you say you have started business, you should be getting a profit. So we actually started to make profit in the third year. Okay, so we broke even and started to make profit in the third year of our existence. Now that's when we started business. So I usually say the Cradle opened in 2014 and started business in 2017. Yeah. I have that much OCD. So that I'm very particular and can kind of measure my growth as opposed to thinking I started in 2014 and oh my gosh, we're not making so much money. Now I know it was 2017. And 3 years later, 2020, 2021, 4 years later, gosh guys, it's 2021. 4 years later, I'm doing good. Like it can allow me to give myself a pat on the back. But if I was thinking to myself, it's been 7 years, oh my gosh, why are we where we're at? Why aren't we where I hoped we would be? I would be thinking to myself, oh gosh, guys, business. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the mistakes that we make. I think the first one is the one that I've talked about. Not being able to tell whether you've started or opened a business. When you open your doors and start getting customers and spending money, you've only opened the business. It's when you start to make profit that you can say you finally started your business. So one of the biggest mistakes I felt I made was not knowing which was which. The second mistake that many people do is not treating their business the way they would like to be treated. Let me try that again. We need to be in a place, or you need to be in a place, or I learned that a business needs to be in a place where you treat your own business like you would how you would expect your customers to treat you. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me try again. I'll give you an example of the Cradle. I really wanted us to be treated as a professional business, a business that knew exactly what they were doing. I wanted to be known as a business that is top-notch in childcare. I wanted us to be known as an authentic professional brand. So it would not have made sense for me to start the business and hope that that's what I want the customers to see out of my business, and not done the necessary work that was required for me to do for them to see my business the way I wanted them to see it. So, like for the Cradle, one of the most important things that we did at that point was institute a board of people who are professional, who know how a business runs, who know how a corporate organization works, to give me advice on how to run my business. And I remember so many people telling me at that point, you got a board, gosh, they are going to get you out of your own business, be careful, and all of that stuff. And guess what? That's not what my board of advisors have done. That's not what my board of directors have done. They've actually helped me curate the business that I wanted my customers to view of my very own business. So we instituted a board. We registered with the Kampala City Council. I know. So first of all, I need to give you a background. Daycare centers are not licensed in Uganda. They are not licensed, they are not regulated, because according to our early childhood policy in Uganda, children under the age of 3 should be at home with their mothers and fathers. And yes, I get that mothers and fathers are working and our policy still states that. But that's not the battle I'm fighting right now. The battle I'm fighting is that children can't be with their parents at home. The person who they're with is unprofessional and inexperienced. And so there was a need for us to start a childcare business that could have the children. So we're not regulated. We are not even required to register the business. But if I want to be seen as a professional business, it only made sense that I had to go and register the business. It also meant that I had to pay taxes. And guys, I don't know how to explain to you that people look at me and they're just like, they do this. Why? Because I'm doing something very unconventional. If you're not licensed, if you're not regulated, why let the government know that you exist to then pay taxes? And I want to assure you guys, that's exactly what we did. We pay taxes. We're actually registered as a school and not as a daycare center because they're not licensed in our country. So what is it that you want your customers to think of your business? And what are you going to do to make your business that which you want your customers to think you are? The third thing is, and I think this is like the hugest of the mistakes, is thinking that passion runs a business. Guys, passion does not run a business. Business acumen, on the other hand, does run a business. You can tell yourself, oh my gosh, I love being a photographer. I love running a videography company, or I love makeup, or I love clothes. So I'm going to start a business in that area. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, it gets a bit difficult when you realize that, wait, hold up. There's certain systems, ways that a business should be run. I'll tell you my mistake. I went into the business. I went into the Cradle and started the business purely running on a fuel called passion. So you know how you're driving down the road and then you can see diesel or petrol and then you go and get petrol. So I was running on passion. And I would pick up so much passion, so much passion, so much passion, so much passion. I had so much, by the way, I had passion that could fire up an entire country with electricity. I had so much passion. And then I realized, where is all the money that we make? Where are all the staff members that we recruit? Where are all the parents that we bring in? I can see them. I can. But why aren't I expanding like the way I wanted to expand? Why aren't I making the money that I thought we would be making by now? Why is money going down the drain? Why am I being robbed left, right, and center? Why am I staff leaving? Why don't people understand what I'm talking about? I had so many questions that came down to, I had so much passion, but very little corporate management knowledge. Very little business acumen. And so I actually went to school. I actually went to school to learn how to run a business, because business does not run on passion. Business runs on business acumen. You've got to know the fundamentals of business to run a business, and it's not passion. But do you know where passion fits into the entire equation? Passion fits into the place when everything is hard. Like, all the passion that I had was best used in the time during the pandemic, the coronavirus, the COVID-19, to keep me going. Passion is what keeps you going. It does not run a business. Passion does not recruit employees, maintain them, keep them there, and keep them happy. Passion is not what makes sure you're turning a profit, that your annual turnover is increasing. Passion is not the one that's concerned with your cash flows, with your business balances in the bank. It has no idea what's happening with your balance sheet. It has absolutely no idea what's happening with profit and loss. That's what business acumen does. Passion doesn't know policies, processes, procedures, because it doesn't have that time. Passion doesn't have the time to sit down and write the steps, take out. Guys, if you look, for example, at our welcome policy for the cradle, it states how you should smile when you see a parent. Now, guys, there's smiling like this. There's smiling like this. There's smiling like this. There's all those kinds of smiles. Passion had no patience for me to describe the kind of smile that you should have if you are welcoming a parent at the cradle. Which reminds me, I'm currently running a course, a childcare business course, for those of you that would like to learn how to start a childcare business. In the description box, there's a link for you to get more information about how that will run. So please, 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 if this is something that you would like to do, subscribe. No, hit the link, and yeah, those things, because my train of thought anyway had gone. What I was talking about was, we had to come up with policies on how do you change a child's diaper. And guys, there's so many ways of changing a diaper, right? But passion, as opposed to business acumen, couldn't get me to a place that says, for example, in our policy on how to change a diaper, we change right over left. So that when you're removing left over right. So it means that any child carer that wants to remove a diaper for any child at the cradle, they know which hand they are starting with to remove a diaper so that poop does not spill. Got it? We have a policy on, oh my gosh, on absolutely everything on how to take care of a child. But I kid you not, guys, there's a time we didn't. So we had poop spilling, we had diapers tearing, we had people misusing diapers, we had children opening their diapers for themselves, because the thing about doing right over left is most children are not left-handed, so they can't open. They've not yet gotten the gist of how to open from this side going this side. Does that make sense? So it made sense for us to start having a way for us to help children wear diapers. I mean, help us change children's diapers that they can't remove. But that passion could not do for me. I had to get to a place where we had really messed up with people's diapers, that now we had to come up with a policy that can help us. And honey, that was not passion. That's not what passion did, because I just wanted to have a childcare center and to help mothers. But business acumen requires that you have systems, processes, policies, procedures. That passion does not do. Anyway, that was a huge, huge mistake that I had. We continue. The third thing that I think is one of the biggest mistakes that we make is not building a business and not building the brand of the business. I think that was such I don't know where it came from. Maybe it came from the fact that I had a marketing background. It was possible for me to do without even thinking much about it. But one of the biggest mistakes we make is we build a business and nobody hears about it. I know the good book says, like, who lights up a candle and puts it under a table? You put it at the top. So let your light shine. That's building a brand. And so many businesses don't build a brand. I can tell you, I need to be honest. There's times people would come to our premises and go like, this is it? Really? Because the impression of the brand was so huge, so heavy, so mighty. In fact, shout out to my social media manager, darling. We did a phenomenal job building the brand. And it was those things that they say, you know, fake it till you make it. Yeah, we faked it until we made it. Anyway, so it's now the biggest childcare brand. But when we started like the biggest childcare brand, but you should have seen where exactly we started, in a hole somewhere. And to see where we're at right now, it goes to show you that it's a huge mistake for you to build a business without building a brand. The fourth mistake we make is not realizing that people buy from people and not from businesses. And so you need to build a personal brand as the CEO or as the founder of your business. I don't know how many people I've found telling me, oh my gosh, I started a business, but I don't want to show my face. I don't want anyone to know me. I fear cameras. Oh my gosh, oh my God, I don't like cameras. I don't like the limelight. They say all of those wonderful, mighty things. But the biggest mistake we make is not realizing that people buy from businesses. Even for those of us in the field that apply for grants, people give money to people, not to businesses. They need to see you. They need to believe in you. So you need a personal brand to back up the brand of the business that you've built in point 3, the point before. And then last but not least is learning to start small in a big way. This was a big mistake that I made. So we got into these beautiful premises. There's 5 bedrooms. 5 rooms that we can make into childcare rooms. We have a set amount of money. So here I am seated with my team, trying to start big in a big way. We sat down and said we needed beds in all the rooms. We needed furniture everywhere. We said everything that we wanted. And then, because the money was not sufficient for filling up all the 5 rooms, guess what we started to do? To lower our standard. So if we had a certain guy that was going to do the furniture, that was pricing it in a certain way that was quite expensive, we decided to look for someone that was cheaper. The painter, we got a cheaper one. The plumber, we got a cheaper one. Everything, we got a cheaper version of what we thought we wanted. Or the other thing that we did was change up what we wanted to be able to extend the dollar. That is trying to start big in a big way, which I think is a huge mistake. Instead, what we could have done, because we realized 1 year later, we were replacing all the furniture and calling the expensive furniture guy. We're replacing all the plumbing and having to call the expensive plumbing guy. We were replacing it. All the paint had peeled off less than a year later. And we had already extended the initial amount of money that we had. When I thought about it, I thought, girl, what were you thinking? Why didn't we get that money that we had at that time? And instead of trying to spread it out into the 5 big, huge rooms and classes, we just needed to do 2. Do 2 so well Get the right plumber, get the right furniture guy, the carpenter, get the right painter, get the right personnel to do exactly what we wanted. Because right now is the time that I'm now painting what I want, because at that time I was looking for more affordable paint. What I've gone through, right? Now is the time we can finally paint, we can buy the furniture, and we've wasted so much time, so much energy, so much of our very own resources and profit on what? Trying to start big in a big way. I'm now learning, and I'm hoping you can learn, to start small in a big way. Get 2 rooms and do exceedingly abundantly above that which is expected of a 2-room small business, and do it so well so that you get customers that can trust in the class and the professionalism of you investing in a big way but very small, which money will then multiply to help you even grow bigger. I hope my learnings from starting my very own business will help you. And if you need someone and more of these nuggets, remember, you can follow the link in the subscription box, in the, what do they call it? What do YouTubers call it? That one, that box down there. Yeah. Description box. Click the link if you'd like to work with me on how to start your very own childcare business. Until next time, I can't wait to see you. Bye-bye. Mwah. Now, to be, oops, I'm back.
Almost there. Yeah.
I'm back.
Where was I?
Yeah.
So I really forgot where I was.